be without her. There we go. We're now recording. Okay, so hello everybody who showed up, Darla. So, anyway, so we wanted to talk about takeaways from the National Wake Up Call this week because it was amazing, life-changing, fabulous, and it was something that I think a lot of us needed to hear. So our takeaways, and then Pam, you wanted to tell me something. What were we talking about in Synergy that you said I'll tell you about on the call?
We were talking about pre-posting.
About pre-planning posts. Sorry, that would be moi.
Yeah.
On the phone.
Okay.
Is Ryan her son?
Is what?
Who's Ryan? Is that Darla's son?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Oh, he was just in an accident. It was like a hit and run, it sounds like. Okay, well, she might not jump on then. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay. So, so we can talk about that too, Pam. I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to tell you, I remember we said that. So, the wake up call, I loved it. I think I really like her. I love that she's really real. Oh my gosh, your son's in the car. Oh my God, I was swearing.
I was going to tell you, but
I am so sorry. Don't do that. Don't.
That girl right there.
Don't
she
do that.
Swears, bad
I'm a
girl.
bad person. Don't do that. Okay. Oh, geez.
Okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It really is okay.
Pam, this is what I get for,
I know. It's okay. Don't worry.
Oh, he is. No, he's fine. By the way, in case anybody was worried, Ryan, I just asked her if he's okay. He's fine. So now we can move forward. I was a little distracted there with that. Okay, so with takeaways. And my number one, in the first 5 minutes of her talking, she had said that she found that it was more than just a business, it's purpose. And that really resonated with me because sure, we all have businesses or we all work for businesses, but this is our purpose. This is why we want to be here. I mean, part of, I posted a video today from Gary Vaynerchuk and he said, how are you not motivated? And he said, how could you not be, sorry, that's Darla. I said, he says on there, how can you not be? You won the lottery. You are a human being. You're not a bird or a rock or, an amoeba. You are a human being and, here and can make an impact on the world. And he was like, and you're not motivated? He was like, you suck. And so it's kind of funny. I liked that video, hearing that and then hearing the wake up call because it's purpose. It's our purpose in life and it's something where we can leave our mark, along with breeding and children, etc. That's another way we can leave our mark is our legacy. It's not about how much money we make. It's an impact on, the lives that we change while we're here on this earth before we move on. And so I really liked that. And then another one is show up even if you're not passionate in that moment. And I have that. I hit a wall all the time. If I don't want to follow the vital behaviors, I'm not in the mood today. I feel like it's routine each day. It's getting boring, day in and day out doing it, especially if you're not seeing results, if you're getting a lot of no's that month, or if you're getting a lot of no's up front, as opposed to some no's and then a yes to, keep you going. It's show up and be passionate despite your feeling, because other people are going to feel that. I mean, we could all feel, for example, Valency's energy when, during the month of Team Cup. And we could feel her, she was on fire. She was sending 40 messages a day despite her pain, I mean, that was just amazing to feel that. So that was my other quote that I wrote down when I was listening. And then another one, which I think was interesting, was the vital behaviors don't require talent, just discipline.
Yes.
I mean, you're right. It doesn't require talent. It also doesn't really require talent to work out or drink Shakeology. I mean, anybody can do that. It's that those vital behaviors, you're right. And in fact, when you're reading your personal development, you are, what am I trying to say? Like, you're not acting like a know-it-all. If you're reading your personal development every day, you're opening yourself up to that and saying, I could always learn more. I can always grow more, as opposed to saying, I don't need that. I'm good. Like I'm growing. I'm a flower here. I don't need Gary Vaynerchuk to write a book. I don't need, Jen Sincero. I don't need Darren Hardy. I don't need to hear that crap stuff. So, I'm so sorry in advance if this, but you know what I mean?
He's sitting in the back saying, Mommy, why does that lady keep saying bad words?
Yeah, right. Is she a bad person? Yes. Yes, sweetie, she is a bad person. Oh, you have no idea. Anyway, so I love that quote though. The vital behaviors don't require talent, just discipline. And that's so true. And I think a lot of people lack discipline, and that's why they're not doing well, is they lack discipline, and then I loved her saying excuses are a way of justifying your fear. Oh my gosh, that hit home. I don't know about you guys, but that hit home hard. Like last week when I told you guys, to be honest, like the thought of like moving out and having my own place and even like passing my board exam and then having to apply for nursing jobs and being out of that comfort zone, like that scares the bejesus, let's say bejesus, that scares the bejesus out of me. And so I've used being busy as an excuse not to take my test or to delay it longer or to not send some invites that day, or I'm tired. Yesterday, I didn't send invites. I'm dealing with some pretty bad fatigue and exhaustion, but still, I could still have sent a couple of invites, or, you know what I mean? Like it's, it was just an excuse, and it's coming from my fear, Right. So if we refuse to give up on something, then our excuses don't stand a chance. That is another thing that she said. And that's so right. And that's something that Balancy had kind of come across, is she realized I am more terrified of staying the way I am or losing my dream job, which is this. And that's becoming very real this month, seeing as this is the last month that she needs to really try and make ends meet with her expenses for Beachbody. Otherwise, she's going to have to take a step back for a little while. And she was like, oh my gosh, I have to, the pain is not as bad as, the pain that I might feel if I have to lose this business and lose my, connection with all of us, and that is so much bigger to her. And so she pushed forward, as an example. So that part really struck to me. And then how she talked about momentum and how she defines your momentum.
I love that.
And how she keeps momentum. Oh my gosh, it was just amazing. And it's so true. Like Lindsay Matway didn't define her momentum by the fact that she had no upline, or, we don't define our momentum if we have an absent or a crappy, upline. It's, she said, you'll always be vulnerable if you let an outside force determine your momentum. So yeah, that's why we talk about our why, and everyone needs to have their own individual whys for each individual, to do that. And we have to push ourselves. We can't always expect an upline or another coach to push us. We have to constantly push ourselves. And you have to be willing to do that and force yourself to go out of your comfort zone and not wait for your coach or someone else to push you out of your comfort zone. So I really liked that. And there's a couple questions I wanted some people to answer as well, that she was asking during the call, and I think they'd be good for all of us to answer as well. And it was, and so she was asked, how do you stay excited about the same fundamental activities all the time? And I wanted to ask that to you guys, so I'm going to answer it myself. So how do I stay excited about the same fundamental activities? Well, recently, as I had just said, I wasn't excited about the same fundamental activities, but she made a really good point. She said, sure, they're the same stuff, but each person is different, and each person needs something different. And it's so true. I mean, each of my challengers, each of my coaches, each of you all need something different, whether it's physical support, mental support, emotional support, or advice about any of that. Or we are all so dynamic. We are humans. We are dynamic by nature. And so therefore you have to be dynamic to deal with all of that. You know, if you're not dynamic yourself, you can't mold to what some people might need, you know? So that's what I have to say is I am excited when I heard her saying that, because now I'm going to start sending invites with much more vigor and excitement, because yeah, everyone needs something different. So that I really liked that. And then another thing that she said was the 4 vital behaviors are attached to a person and a purpose. So that was what she had said next to the fundamental, how do you stay excited? And that's so true. The 4 vital behaviors are attached to a person and a purpose. And it's different for everyone. All of that is different. So it's actually really not the same invite every single time and the same mundane stuff we have to go through. And then change. She talked a lot about change, and we all know we've went through a lot of change this year, and you know, look for the opportunity in change. Well, I saw, and I'm not to toot my own horn, but as an example, I saw, because I wasn't as emotionally invested in TWAB when TWAB was really active, I saw an opportunity when Linda left and when, you know, things seemed to be dying down. I saw an opportunity and I created synergy, because I saw that opportunity that we needed a push group that was going to stay consistent. I knew in myself and in my heart that I was going to stay consistent in that group for everybody. And I wanted that. And I was super excited for that. So seeing the opportunity in change, especially in change that can seem negative at first to me, that is you know, really valuable, is to be able to see that opportunity despite potential negative change, things that come off, people are shocked, upset, hurt, you know. And then the last thing I wanted to leave off with is if your upline, so you know, she was asked if your upline or corporate or the rest of Beachbody was gone, everything was gone, what would there be left of you? What would you offer to your clients, to your customers, to your coaches? Who would Brianne be? Who would Pam be? Who would Catherine be? Who would Darla be? Or Stephanie or Valency? You know, or Andy or Ashley? I'm trying to remember everybody so I don't feel left out here. But who would you be? Pamela. You know, who would you be? And to me, especially now that I've started doing every month a free group, I feel like I would be someone that continued to lead life very passionately, with which that in and of its own can inspire others. I mean, the fact that I'm just passionate about, you know, most days, waking up in the morning, just being here and being present, and knowing that I have opposable thumbs and many things don't. And, you know, I can like do cool stuff with that. And that's great.
Yeah.
That's fun, and that's exciting, that's invigorating. And I get to sleep in a bed. A lot of people don't have that. So I would still have that passion, that excitement, and that and want to have fun and you know, just make fun of life and just make it fun. And so that's what I feel like I would bring if there was no Beachbody, if there was nothing. And we can throw it off to somebody else. Let's do Pam, since Pam might have to cut out soon to meet her husband, if that's okay, Brianne. Pam, go ahead, your takeaways and answer questions.
Well, I have like a whole page of notes. I would listen to it and then I'd back it up and play it again just to make sure I didn't miss it. I thought it was interesting where she talked about your why, because your why always changes. And if your why is weak, then your fear and your excuses are going to take over. And I thought, oh wow, because your why changes. And I hadn't thought about that either. I mean, I have, but I haven't. And so I thought that was interesting. Let's see, what else? There was so much. And I like the part, too, where she talked about momentum, where you create the momentum, and then you're not waiting for the next program to come out. You're not waiting for the next, you know, supplement or the next, you know, Shakeology flavor or whatever. You've created enough momentum that you don't have to wait on those things, and it just keeps going. And Catherine, you touched on this when you talked about negativity. This is huge. This is just really big. But negativity, she said, was a virus, and that you had to. I got to turn on the light. I had this one too. She said negativity was a virus, and she said it goes back to the old movie Bambi. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And I thought, that's exactly it. And she said, take it to leadership, go through the process, and if nothing happens, it's not worth your wasted energy. So that to me was freedom, because that means I don't have to worry about what happened in TWAB. I don't have to worry about what's going on now in the other group, and I'm okay with that. It's okay. So, let's see. There was one other thing she said. She talked about, here it is. It was talking about the discipline. And she said, I can't see in the dark. She said, your discipline was your catalyst for your passion. You're just helping someone, but not looking for the return. And I think that's where the free groups come into play, because I'm finding that the people that are in my free groups are the ones that end up in my holding group, or whatever you want to call them, in that group, and then they're watching and they're asking questions, and then they see, I got to post Kim's transformation today, and I couldn't wait to do that. I was so excited, and she had sent me pictures, and so we put them together, and then I got to write about it, and I posted it in all of my groups, and it was just really neat. And just seeing that was just that was enough. Yes, I think she's bought 3 programs from me. She cannot drink Shakeology. She is highly allergic to flaxseed. So she can't drink it. But here's the key. Her husband has jumped in with her now. He's watched her do all these programs, and in the last 30 days, he's jumped in and she's doing T25 with her.
Will he be willing to try Shakeology?
I'm working on that. So I'm hoping that either he'll do that or he'll do the performance line. Sam is probably more the performance line than he is the Shakeology. That's nice. Okay. I'm good with that. So, but I have a couple of friends here that do the Ironman triathlons. And so I've kind of put the bug in their ear that Beachbody's performance line is the line for Ironman. So I'm hoping maybe that'll do something.
Yeah.
But I just thought the call was great. I've listened to it about 3 times, and I could probably listen to it again and get another page of notes out of it.
And how do you plan now in the future to stay excited about the same fundamental activities?
Well, it's just kind of, I'm a list maker, and I know that there's computers, and I know that there's calendars, and there's apps and all of that, but I am still a list maker, and I like my paper and pencil. And there's something about marking off, yes, I did my workout today. Yes, I did my personal development. Yes, I drank my shake. There's just something about marking those things off that is just a sense of accomplishment. And there's a motivational post, I know you've seen it. It says, I don't have to work out, I get to work out. The part of the hospital that I work in is not a very happy place. We put the Infusiports in for the cancer patients. We take care of dialysis patients that are not candidates for kidney transplants. So dialysis is their life, and they do it 3 times a week, and they sit there for 4, 5, 6 hours, however long it takes for them to get dialysis. They're grumpy, whiny people. I would be grumpy, whiny too if I had to do that 3 days a week, every day for the rest of my life. But the fact that I get out of bed every morning, I get to sweat and I get to work out, and it's a game changer for me. If I don't work out, my husband is the first one that will say, have you worked out in a few days? Because you're just not right. Because I'm grumpy and I'm irritable and I'm snappy and emotional. But if I can get a sweat session in, I'm good to go usually. So, but and if I can share that with other people, that's it's all good.
And what would you be? Who would Pam be without Beachbody, without corporate? What would you offer?
I would probably still offer the fitness, the encouragement, the blogging, probably the same things, and without the Beachbody name behind it. I would probably, because I was doing it before I was doing Beachbody, so Beachbody just kind of came into the picture because I was running and doing races and eating this and not eating that, and it was all on my other blog that I don't use anymore. So
nice. Thank you, Brianne.
So then what comes to mind, Pam, is that's what your brand is, right? When it comes to branding,
Unmute her. Okay, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's who I am. I'm the blogger, the runner, the writer, the eats weird things person. That was my nickname at work. Was Pam will eat anything except meat, and she eats grass and twigs. That was just the joke at work, because I would make my own granola. I always made my own because I didn't like what was in the stores. And they used to make fun of me because, she brought that weird stuff again. But let me tell you, when my jar was empty on my desk, they were the ones asking, are you going to bring some more of that in? It's not too bad. And they're eating it. So, and they all got it for Christmas.
Okay, I'm a little scared. Is your son okay in the back behind you? Is he sleeping?
Yeah, he's out.
Just want to make sure he's all right.
Yeah, he's fine. He's asleep.
No, he just keeled over. He's just died. And we witnessed that Pam sat and did nothing.
That's it. Yeah,
no, I wasn't going to say that. I just,
Yeah, he's good.
I wish I could sleep that quick.
All right, Brianne, let's hear yours.
All right,
mine.
Your turn.
I pretty much had everything you guys said. The main one is what Pam had said about if you can't say something nice, then you basically take it to your upline to reach a solution, because you basically just can't tolerate negativity. And I know I've said it before, but for me personally, having suffered from depression for a long time, like negative, I get sucked in, the drama's fun, I want, and then I realize that it's mentally draining, and it starts to become physically draining for me just because it's negative. So then I try and change the negative to positive. So what she was saying was that it's a people's business, you own your business, you beat the excuses, be about the people. And what was the other one that Pam had said? It was, so I'm thinking in terms of leadership, because that's where I'm attempting to head. I think we all are. And so when she said, if you stop learning, you need to stop leading. So I don't ever want to be that type of leader that I'm not learning, because I'm always going to try and make myself better. And how am I going to lead people if I can't? And then I don't think it was this National Wake Up Call, but I had it next to these notes. Talked a lot about, I said, the only way to conquer fear is to go through it, not around it. Was that you last week, Catherine? Maybe. I don't know. But I thought that was pretty.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe it was next to my notes from that.
But yeah, I totally resonate with that.
I think it's just whenever you step out of your comfort zone, that you pretty much grow and you learn. And excuses are ways to justify our fear. Growth requires us to do something we've never done before. So it's like the moment of truth. Refuse to let fear take over, because you make it up in your mind. It's really not real. So honestly, I can say for myself as well that when I suppress certain things that are negative because I don't want to deal with them, but then at some point, I have to say this health and fitness journey has pushed me to pull up some pretty nasty stuff, but at the same time you overcome it and you become better and you grow, so that I think like Pam said, that you get to wake up and you get to share it with someone. And my theory has always been, it's about the purpose. I wanted to go to school for social work to get my master's, but I just had a kid instead. So this has been an avenue to allow me to do that. And in telling you that, I mean, you don't know who you're going to come across. You don't know who you're going to influence. You don't know who's watching. I talked to Stephanie today, and she was telling me she was so excited that someone from 2 years ago had sent her a 4-paragraph message saying, and I'm sharing your stuff, Stephanie, because I'm so excited about it, that they had been following her for 2 years, and they decided that they wanted to become a coach because they watched her and saw all her posts and all her transformations and what she had to offer. I want to be that person. I've seen that thing on Facebook, but it says something along the lines of, I want to be the reason, oh gosh, Catherine, you probably know better. I want to be the reason people left this world inspired and, I can't think of it word for word, but basically I want people to remember me for being inspiring and for the good things that I do for them and the things that I can help them with, and not the negative and the, oh, my coach wasn't there, oh, my leader didn't help me, or I try and contact them and they never answer back. I want them to know that. I think it even says too, Pam, let me know if I'm wrong, because you're on your like page more than me, but on your like page, doesn't it say respond? It tells how fast you respond. So it'll say like responds within a minute or responds within the hour or something like that. So I don't want to be that person that has up there responds in 3 days or that kind of thing, because that just means that you don't care. And if I can just make a difference in one person's life, then I feel like I've done my job. So what would I be without Beachbody? I would probably be the same. I would want to become a personal trainer or something along those lines so I could stay with the health and fitness, but I think I would still do the personal development side of it, because I know depression is a huge thing, and there's a lot of mental health and mental illnesses that go untalked about. We just don't talk about them because they're taboo. So I think I would do that more.
And what's going to keep you excited about the same fundamental activities that we need to do?
You know what? I started doing a tracker and started with a couple of my coaches and trying to stay accountable to every day. I think Stephanie started it. It was the health that got me on. I was really pissed. I didn't make it because I missed 2 days out of one of the weeks. I was so mad. But the rest,
you could have gone back to edit it,
but I didn't do it. So I'm not going to lie and be like, hey, I did it. Like 2 days. Legitly, I'm honest. I didn't do it, but it got me in the consistency of the accountability for myself to be like, hey, I didn't log that today. Hey, I didn't do that today. So even though, you're allowed to have a bad day or whatnot, like I had a migraine really bad yesterday and everybody was trying to message me and text me and that kind of thing. And it felt good to know that I was still wanted, but I was like, I need to take a break. So it's nice to have that momentum going and to know that I can pick up where I left off.
Good.
Yep.
Well, good. I'm glad there aren't as many people on tonight, so a little bit shorter of a call, but I'm glad that we had a chance to talk about that. Pam, did you want to touch base really quick about planning the posts on your like page?
Okay. Well, what I do now, Catherine, do you have a like page?
Yeah, but I don't use it. I use my personal page more, so.
Okay. Brienne, you have one, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. On your like page, when you go to make a post, at the bottom it'll say published, and there's a little triangle, and it'll give you a drop down. On that drop down, you can click schedule, and you can pick the date and pick what time, and it will automatically post on that date at that time.
Oh, that's cool.
So what I do typically try to do is I look at my entire month and plan out at least pre-post one post every day. So it's already done. I don't have to freak out in the morning that I have nothing posted today. What am I going to post or whatever? But like Tuesdays, or supposedly, well, Kim didn't give me her picture so late, so I ended up doing it today. But Tuesdays are Transformation Tuesday. It may be somebody else. It may be another coach's person. It may be from Beachbody. It may be my own. And I read somewhere, no, it wasn't. It was a National Wake Up Call. She talked about transformation post. She said that could be any day. It could be, I can do more push-ups this week than I could 3 weeks ago, and I do them on my toes now and not on my knees, or different things like that. But Tuesdays are my transformation. Mondays are motivation. Wednesdays are weights. I decided to do weights and talk about women using weights because women are afraid to pick them up. I'm not sure where that comes from, but anyway. So I'm working on that this month. And Thursday is Coach Opportunity. So I've got a post that goes up every Thursday for Coach Opportunity. Fridays, it's Foodie Friday. I share some kind of recipe. Saturday is meal prep, and then Sunday has something to do with church. So I've got at least one post pre-posted on every day for the entire month of October. And in that way, when it's already posted, it'll show up in my news feed that my post has been posted, and I can take it and put it on Instagram, like in a matter of 30 seconds.
Oh.
So now I've got a post on Instagram, and it feeds to my Twitter. So I've got posts in all three places.
Have you done it? Have you just started it, or have you done this before?
I've been doing this, I don't know, 6 to 8 months.
And
It
how?
works. I love it.
No, but I mean, how has it been in like the audience wise? Do they?
Audience wise, I kind of, you have that little analytical thing that you can look at.
Yeah.
Is I kind of look at it to see when I get the most activity. The other thing is when you post on your like page, when I see that my post has been posted,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go in and tag myself. You can't tag anybody on it when you're pre-posting, but the minute it hits, I'll go in and tag myself.
Nice.
On my personal page, or tag somebody else that I think it applies to or whatever. And that really helps.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Good. Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. And I'm sure everybody else does too. Well, thank you guys. And we're going to say a little prayer for Ryan, and, I'm sure he'll be okay. Sounds like he's all right. And then, I hope everybody has a great night and a great weekend, and, we'll touch base, I'm sure, soon.
All right. Sounds good.
Bye, guys.
Bye.